All right, we are here with the Wildflower Warrior group, Simply Grace and Grit group. Super exciting that we're all together. We're just going to be chatting tonight about the incentive and everything we've got going on with Scentsy. So it's super exciting because, hello, like earning a trip, right? Like, what is more exciting than that? When you don't have to pay out of pocket for a trip? I don't even know. Nothing. I will tell you, nothing is more exciting. So we are going to get started with some announcements, and then we'll get the ball rolling. So the first thing is we do have a Choose to Cruise review group. Okay, that group is. Hold on, I literally cannot do more than one thing at a time. My goodness, that group is really. It's going to be really good. It's really exciting. We're doing it kind of book club style this time. If you've not been with us for a while, we like to do an incentive group at the beginning of a trip incentive, okay? Because it just makes it so we're all on the same page, we're all working towards something, it gives us accountability, and you get specified training, okay? In the areas of the incentive. So that's really exciting. Y'all, when you jump on, go ahead and mute yourself as you come in. That's really exciting. So we like to do that because we like to go through all the things that are going to help you get the incentive. And we do it with people who've earned an incentive trip. So you're not just hearing from like anybody, you're hearing from people with experience. So that has been emailed to you. You have been told about it. It's in the announcements of my team page. I know it's in the announcement of Whitney's team page. So go ahead and join that. And we are just going to hold each other accountable and do the darn thing. And it's going to be exciting and awesome. And we're all going to be hanging out wherever we choose to go together. It'll be fun. The next thing is the leaders meeting. Leaders, we have a meeting August 17th. Okay, so come ready for that. Just to be poured into and loved on. Sorry, I almost removed Paige. My goodness. Nope, don't remove her. So leaders, get ready for that. That'll be exciting. Bring your notebooks and your pencils and all the things so you can take notes. And yeah, that's what we got going on. Go ahead, Whit.
Hey guys, for those of you that do not know me, I'm Whitney Peeble. I am the SSD of Simply Grace and Grit. Everyone in Simply Grace and Grit knows who Anya is because she is still I'm very thankful that she still shares with us. So I'm Whitney, I'm your upline SSD. And I have some announcements too. First things first, Amy is closing for good September 1st. So it's one of the things that's on my list to keep on track this month is to stay on track of my follow-ups. Because once that system is gone, it's gone. Now, the other thing to keep in mind this month is a new follow-up system. If you use
golfers.
Hi, can you hear me now? Muted the wrong person. Okay. I don't know what you heard last, but if you use Amy for your follow-ups, now is the time to start looking for a new system, not September 1st, not September 2nd, now. So when September 1st hits, you're ready to go. Okay. And you can search YouTube. I know that I've sent out a few of those. You can make your own, whatever works for you. You have to figure it out. Amy is something that I use religiously because it's really annoying for that red notification for me. So that's how I like stay on top of it. So I'm going to have to figure out something that is similar. Okay. So September 1st, catch up on all your follow-ups by then. Shipping changes started this month. So if you haven't shared those with your customers yet, make sure that you do because they're either going to ask you and it's just better to go ahead and let them know. It's pretty much any order is going to be $10 flat rate shipping. And then unless it's over $350, then it's going to be free shipping. Okay. Join special, enhanced starter kit, and warmer wax bundles. Those are the three main things that we have going on right now outside of our catalog. Obviously we started our new catalog and we're going to be talking about that tonight, but those three things are something that you should be consistently sharing this month. Okay. Whether you need PRV or sponsoring, everything is incorporated in those three things. Okay. Last but not least, this is something we do every single month in our team page. In our team meeting, SFR is in Charlotte next year, July 26th through 29th. So we're less than a year away. Yay, than last time. Start planning now to attend that. That includes childcare, finances, hotel, transportation to get there, whether it be plane, car, whatever, flights if needed. Go ahead and start planning for that now, because people will come and say, oh, I can't do it because I don't have childcare. Okay, we're a year out. You can find childcare within a year if you really want to be there. Okay, so we're going to have to make that a priority to attend. A lot of my team is from North Carolina, so I'm super excited. And I'm still urging people to still stay in the Charlotte area and take advantage of us not having to have flights this year. Okay, and that's all I had for announcements.
All right, awesome. Okay, so we have got, hold on, no, Whitney, I cannot do two things at once. Why am I in charge of this?
You said you wanted to do the link.
I know, and I didn't realize I would have to admit a bunch of people. I don't know, I changed my settings somehow. Anyways, we'll figure it out, it'll be fine. Okay, so the incentive, we are starting the fall off, right? Okay, the 2023 incentive trip is a choice of Los Cabos in Mexico from June 18th to the 22nd. And all of this is in your news tab also, just so like under the incentive tab on your workstation. Caveat, make sure you're checking that. Okay, you should be checking the news tab to stay up to date on what is going on with Scentsy. That is not the job of your sponsor or your director or your SSD or whoever, okay? Go back. So Los Cabos, Mexico in June from the 18th to the 22nd, okay? The next trip you can pick is the cruise on Wonder of the Sea ship from April 16th to the 23rd. The other one is Quebec City, Canada, May 21st to the 26th, and New York City, April 30th through May 4th. So I will say this. At first, I was like, dang, man, that means that when we earn it, we're going to be kind of split up. But then I started really thinking about it, like, what a blessing that you get to pick, obviously, right? We know that. But I know my team is a lot of military families. So what a blessing that we get to pick a date. It's not just one date set in stone. Because like, I really wanted to go to Alaska this year. My husband's deployed. I wasn't going to go without him. So I just think that's so cool. So super exciting that Scentsy has done that for us and we get to pick this year. That's awesome. Consultants with the highest points will choose first. That should tell you something. Okay. That should tell you something. That should tell you that you don't even want to just be like, oh, I only want to get level 1. You should be shooting for higher than where you want to be. Okay. Because you want to go for the biggest amount of points. All right. Okay. So next, level 1 will be Scentsy Family Reunion registration. That is a big deal. It's not cheap. Okay. So that's a big deal to get level 1. It's a big deal to get any level. Let's just be real. Level 2 is a trip for 1. Okay. And then level 3 is a trip for 2. All right. Yeah. All inclusive, which is awesome and exciting. All right. Again, check the incentive tab for the actual point structure. And then even inside, you guys, they show you like how to break it down for your title, which is really, really cool, because then you can make your plan based off of that, but you need to have a plan. Okay. And we're going over that in the Choose Your Cruise right now, making your plan. All right. Okay. Next. So again, I've already said it, but y'all, we're so blessed to have a trip offered for us just doing our job and pushing ourselves a little bit harder. Like, that's amazing, right? I was talking to my husband about it, and he's like, you know, the Army doesn't say, hey, good job for doing your job and pushing a little harder, doing a little bit more. Here's a trip. They don't say that, right? Not many jobs do. So that's a really big deal. And it's a huge, huge blessing for us. And we need to be able to see it as that. And I know sometimes it's hard when you're getting going and everything, and you're like, okay, I really want this trip. This month is not going the way I want it to keep that mindset. Okay. This is a blessing. It's meant to grow your business, period. Okay. Incentive trips are incredibly fun, incredibly fun, to the point where, and I told my team this, my husband is like, I don't want to travel any other way. but Scentsy style. How can we make sure that this happens? What do I need to do for you so that we can make sure this happens every single time Scentsy offers a trip? That's a big deal, okay? My husband was never like anti-Scentsy. He was just like, okay, here we go. Another one of Anya's things that she loves to do for a 3-month span, and then she's over it. And that's clearly not the case. So I want you guys just to think, and if you can look back at some people's pictures who've earned incentives. I know Paulina just went to Alaska. Whitney's been to Mexico before. I went to the Broadmoor. Okay. There are so many cool things. If you look at people's pictures and you start scrolling through, seeing what they've done on these incentives, that'll pump you up, especially on the low days where you're not doing what you want to do to reach your goals. Okay. You get to meet a lot of people, a lot of Scentsy people, which is really exciting. So not just other consultants, but people from home office, the people who really make things happen within Scentsy. And you guys, it's so cool because they truly just love you. They just love you without even knowing who you are. And they take the time to talk to you one-on-one, which is really, really cool because you can't really say that for a lot of businesses or corporate, right? You can't really say that. Do the people who are making a lot of the decisions, do they just talk to everybody no matter what? Probably not. So that's super exciting and really awesome. And just getting to talk to other consultants, okay? Consultants all over the place. I know, I feel like I've met like my little twin flame when I went to the Broadmoor. She was on my flight with me and we talk all the time. Okay, I never would have met this girl elsewise, like otherwise. I wouldn't have met her if it wasn't for going on the Broadmoor. It was her first time flying, and it was her first trip without her kids, with her husband. Okay, it was a big deal, and it was my first trip with my husband, fully without our kids. So we just really connected, and I feel like we're like this. So I just think that's super awesome. Room drops. You get special room drops, presents from Scentsy, which is so cool, and they don't just do. It's not like here's a water bottle. Okay, these are like bomb room drops. I don't know if y'all can see. I have an American flag back there. That's from the Texas state senator because of Scentsy. Okay, and like I have a certificate signed and everything. They do really cool, personalized, loving room drops to make you feel special and seen. It is not just something like just on a whim. Okay, and it's exclusive things for that trip and that go with that trip, which is really, really cool. Another thing, you get to do like excursion type things. Okay. So I learned on the Broadmoor that I knew, but I don't know what happened. I didn't think about it. I got to pick. Okay. You get to pick from all these things that we could do. And I picked to go zip lining. I don't like heights. So I'm not sure why I did that. But once we got to the third part in the course, and I was like, okay, we're moving up and like I'm above the trees. This is too far, too much for me, right? But you get to pick really cool things to do like that. So my husband and I, we got massages and facials, which is much more my speed than zip lining. Never again. Horseback riding, just all kinds of different things that you get to do. And I think Kevin and I spent $14 total on the Broadmoor trip, like flights included, travel money for traveling, transportation. We spent $14, and that's because we went over the limit one night at the bar. But that was on us, right? Like that was on us. But that's it. That's all that came out of our pocket for this whole entire trip for just us by ourselves, which is really, really cool. So you get to see really just the heart of Scentsy. So I want to encourage you, okay, to just know that these incentive trips, it's not just like, oh, they're going to put me up in a hotel and I don't know where in New York City and I'm just going to sit there. No, it's going to be like bomb. It's going to be mind blowing. What the heck? When I walked into the Broadmoor, I don't think I've ever felt so fancy in my entire life. I was like, I do not belong here. Why am I even here? But this is really, really cool. It was just super fancy. So keep that in mind. Okay. It's not just going to be some random hotel that you could book yourself. It's going to be something just amazing and an awesome experience for you and whoever you take with you if you get the trip for two. All right. Next, the focus for an incentive is truly working your business. Okay. So the incentive is just an added bonus. So if you are working your business and you're like, I want to get to the next level, I want to do all these things. I know that I'm going to work for this. Yes, have that in the back of your mind. Okay. But just working your business is what the incentive is around. All right. And then it's like, good job. You really worked your business. You pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you sponsored more people than you ever would have thought you could have. Right. You promoted, you helped people on your team promote. It is literally just to help you see your business in a different way, okay? And grow you in so many different ways when it comes to your business, which is awesome. And that's a trip is amazing and it's wonderful, but your business and blessed with the incentive, okay, is literally, it's going to bless you for years and years to come. All right. The tools and things you're going to learn during this incentive to get you to this trip is going to bless you for forever in your business. All right. So the incentive is an added bonus, but I want you to remember too that since you're going to go for level 2 and 3 to get the trip, okay, you do need to sponsor. When you sponsor, okay, that is not just you working the incentive for right now. That's not like, okay, I'm going to work really hard, sponsor all these people right now. Once I get the incentive, I'm done. I'm good. Bye. No. When you sponsor, you guys, you got to take care of those people. That's your responsibility. Okay. You got to be consistent in the things you were doing in the incentive throughout your business. Okay. So yes, it is exciting and it's awesome to get the incentive, but it's going to give you the tools to continue that on for your business to keep growing. Okay. What else? We're not just going to work the incentive and we're then be done. Okay. We're going to keep those practices in place. It is not going to be easy. Oh, Lord, don't. Oh, I asked you to unmute. Don't do that. Don't unmute. It's not going to be easy. So just so you're aware and you know, the incentive is not going to be easy. It's not meant to be easy, you guys. It's an earned trip with all expenses paid. They're not just going to hand it to you. You have to do the work. Okay. You need to have a plan. Like I said at the very beginning, have a plan. Okay. There's a lot of ideas in the workstation to base your plan off of for what you want to do, but have your plan. Look at the big numbers, break it up. What do you need to do each month to get to the goal that you have at the very end? Okay. What else do I have? Have a plan. Oh, this is why you have the Choose to Cruise group that we are opening up and we're doing review style. Okay. So our idea is that you would watch the video for the week, and then we're all going to meet together and talk about the Choose to Cruise video that we just watched and bounce ideas off each other and then just hold each other accountable for that. Okay. It's going to grow you in your mindset. It's going to grow you to help you to get the incentive and again, continue it on into your business. All right. But you have to remember that if you're in that group, okay, if we are working for you and supplying these awesome videos and a time to chat about the incentive, you have to choose to work for yourself and actually show up. Okay, whether you catch the replay or not, whatever, you know, I know people work at night, I got that. But you just have to make sure that you're showing up for yourself because you are an independent Scentsy consultant, right? We can only do so much on our end for you, and our job is just to give you the tools. You have to actually use the tools. Okay. So, oh, hold on, let me mute y'all. Really. All right. So my idea, I have a piece of paper I printed. I don't know where it went. Is to focus on the ladder of success. Where did it go? I had it so I could show y'all. Okay. Well, we'll post it later. We'll post it on the team pages after we're done. So focus on the ladder of success. We were going off of the 3 legs of success. Okay. But we switched it up because when we were in SFR, we were in SFR at leadership. We switched it up to the ladder of success because we really wanted people to see they needed to focus on their PRV first. So their business numbers first, okay? All of your PRV, every single thing, you've got to be partying, you've got to be expanding that network, your numbers first. Then you can go into sponsoring, okay? So PRV, sponsoring, all right? And then you can go into coaching those people up and the people on your team up, okay? So you need to do it in order. Yes, Katrina, thank you. You've got to do it in order, okay? Because if you're sponsoring all these people, but you don't have the PRV to get to the next level, or you don't have good PRV, then you're not gonna have a business, okay? And just so everybody's on the same page, because I had someone very upset at the beginning of this month, if you are sponsoring and you are not active for a 4-month period, 200 PRV within a 4-month period, if you only do 200 PRV within a 4-month period, you will not earn the incentive. Just gonna be honest, that's very clear. But if you are not an active consultant with 200 PRV within a 4-month period, you lose your team. They roll up to your sponsor, okay? So that's something you need to know. When you sponsor, you need to be making sure you're actively working your business, and you can't promote to the next level and you can't get bonuses from Scentsy if you don't have at least 500 PRV anyways. There's more to that, of course, but you have to have at least 500 PRV. So your PRV has to come first. Then you can look at, okay, I would like to sponsor. I need to start having conversations with my best customers, all these people who might want to be interested in Scentsy, people who I think would be great at it. And then you coach those people up to be the best that they could be. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Katrina. So all of those things are super, super important. There is an order and a method to why we do what we do with the ladder of success. Okay. So focus on the ladder of success: PRV, sponsoring, coaching your people, income producing activities. Okay. You making a bunch of samples and just leaving them at a doctor's office is not going to get you this incentive. That is not income producing. Okay. You going back to that doctor's office and talking to people and getting some orders after that. Okay. Yes. But we've got to make sure we're focused on income producing activities. We are a party company. Party your little tushies off. Okay. Party your tushies off. Expand that network. Okay. That needs to be in the forefront of your mind. I need to expand my network. I need to make sure I'm able to get to the next level. All right. Next, another one of my tips is heavy sponsoring up front. Okay. Why? Because when these people, if they take their time to get certified, you have longer for them to take their time. You do not know what someone's going to do out the gate. So if you are like, I'm so excited, I sponsored 4 people in the last month of the incentive, and 3 of those people take their time getting certified, or something crazy happens in their life and they can't focus on Scentsy, you just screwed yourself. Okay. Because you can't force people to work. So you have to think of it analytically, smart. I don't know if there's a word. Planning. I don't know. You have to think of it in the right way. Okay. I'm going to sponsor as many as I can, have these conversations, really, really push myself super, super hard at the beginning. So those people have time to get certified. Once they get certified, then you get points because your teamie is now certified. Okay. They promoted. All right. Same thing, leaders and people on your team. You need to be looking at now, who could promote? Who do I want to help promote? Who could I be working with? Who has shown up on the team page? Who has, said that they really want it? Who's been putting in the effort? Who are you going to work with and focus on to help them get to the next level? It's good for them. And then you get points also. Okay. Another tip is really front loading your month. Okay. Front loading, you're just putting stuff in the beginning. So your parties in the beginning of the month, so that when you do have a team, you can relax a bit towards the middle to the end of the month, and you can start focusing really on your team. Without PRV, you don't have a business. Without a business, you cannot have teamies. Okay. And sponsoring and promotions are a chunk of this incentive. All right. So front loading your month when it comes to your parties and your PRV, how you need to know, how am I going to get this PRV? Okay. Because things don't always work out like you think they will. An example, I had 5 parties scheduled for the first week of this month. Okay. 1 girl decided to join, 2 hosts decided to ghost me, and I'm almost done with 2 parties, but I had 5. Okay. So that means what? Now I need to go and find more parties. So when you front load, I have time this month to go ahead and say, I need to pick it up and let's go. All right. If I waited to put all those at the end, I would be screwed. Okay. All right. So front loading. Next, open your party conversations up for the season. Okay. I was talking to somebody else about this. And we were talking about not just saying, hey, do you want to party in August? Well, maybe August doesn't work for that person. So what if we open it up for the season, especially because we're in an incentive, right? We got to plan it out, and I am not a planner. So trust me, it's not easy for me to plan it all out, but I have to be thinking in that mindset if I want to earn the incentive. Okay. So past hosts, right? Talking to them even. Grandma Susan, who hasn't ordered in 4 months. Grandma Susan, girl, now is the time. I need you. You pull one out for the team. Come on, let's go. Okay. When in this season can you do a party? All right. Opening it for the season. Okay. And you can do that if you front loaded your month. You can say, well, I know August is pretty good. Okay. I know I can find at least 1 or 2 more parties for August. Now I can go ahead and open it up for the season because I'm not focused so hard. I know August is going to be okay. All right. Another thing, be intentional. I know it's like you got to be on your P's and your Q's, be intentional. Okay. And then also be open to moving things around. What you have planned for the incentive is probably going to change later. So be open to moving things around, but be intentional in your scrolling on Facebook. Okay. Who is complaining about gas prices? All right. Could they use a side hustle, the power of a side hustle, right? Be intentional. Who has commented or liked your stuff that you've never talked to about Scentsy, or you've never asked them to party? Be very, very intentional and methodical, good word, in all of the things that you are trying to do when it comes to earning the points in the brackets or columns that you need to earn. Okay. Very, very intentional. All right. That's what I got for you. Whitney, where are you at? Where are you? There you are.
Hello. Yes. Okay. So she just said a lot, and I hope y'all are taking notes. First things first, who's in Choose to Cruise review? We actually have some of our speakers from the program that are in here tonight. Awesome. Katrina, Courtney, Sylvia, Danielle, obviously me and Anya, Stephanie, Laura, Kendra, Jennifer, Sarah. Yes. Okay. So we should have 52 people that are saying they're in that program. Okay. And I want to talk to you a little bit about it. I'm not going to go into depth because that's what the program is about. But this incentive, like Anya said, the reason that Scentsy does these is to help you put the important habits into working your business right now. Okay, so this is a motivator, right? This is the extra sprinkles on top of the cupcake that you get for working your business. An incentive is going to teach you how to work your business. You're not sure what to do. This is how you work your business. This is what your focus is, what you get points for. So that's obviously, again, the ladder of success, sales, sponsoring, and coaching. That's what everything is centered around, and being successful in those areas are going to lead to not just a trip, but a successful business. Okay. Strong foundation, successful business. So join the Choose to Review group for accountability and for help with incentive. We did this program exactly for our last cruise incentive. We had many earners from that. I don't even remember what was that for the Alaskan cruise, Choose to Cruise. I don't even know, to be honest with you. Yes. Okay. So we had top 75, we had level 3, we had level 2s, we had level 1s. I am so sorry. Did that just come up? I'm so sorry. Okay. Did that interrupt me? I just had a call come in. That was really weird. No? Okay. The biggest thing with this incentive is that you know that you can earn this. Okay. The only person that gets to tell you that you can't do it is you. And if you tell yourself that, you're probably right. Okay. Because you get to decide, I'm going to earn level 3. I'm going to earn level 2. I'm going to earn whatever it is that you want to earn. I earned my first trip. My first incentive trip is actually the only one I've ever been able to go on to Scentsy. I've earned Mexico. I've earned another cruise. I earned top 75. But the first one I earned was as a star consultant. Okay. I didn't start as a star consultant, but I was a star consultant when I went on that trip. Okay. So you don't have to be a director. You don't have to be an SD. You don't have to be an SSD. I'm pretty sure I started that incentive period as a certified consultant. Okay. So if you're a certified consultant, even if you joined yesterday, you get to decide that you can earn this trip. Okay. Because Scentsy is telling you exactly what you have to do to earn it. Okay. My biggest advice with this incentive, with anything in life, if you're on my team, you know this, shoot high. So if you want to go on a cruise for one, that's awesome. But I want your goal to be level 3. Okay. I want your goal to be a level 3. So if you don't hit that goal, you're level 2 and you still got what you wanted, right? So you want to earn SFR registration and you would be completely happy with that. You don't really care about going on a trip. Sorry, we can't be friends if you say that, but if that's not your goal, still shoot for the next level. Okay. Last time, top 75, I was like, I'm going for top 75. Why? Because I wanted level 3. Okay. And I ended up top 75. Thank God I hit my goal, right? But if you fall short of a goal, which is totally normal and totally okay, we have to normalize not always hitting our goals, because if you're always hitting your goals, they're not high enough. But if you don't hit your goal, you're still getting something. You're still getting something for all that work you put in. Okay. So I would love for everyone's goal to be level 3. Or if your goal is to earn SFR, for it to be level 2, okay? Because we're going to make a plan to get there. We know how to get there, right? We can make a plan to do anything we want. We just actually have to put that in action to earn it, okay? So shoot high on those goals. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop yourself from doing this, and know that literally every single consultant that is a consultant right now, tomorrow, the next month can earn this trip, okay? The biggest thing I want you to hear, I want y'all to hear tonight from me about the incentive is that we do not work our business for an incentive, right? So we don't do what we're doing for the trip, okay? We work the trip for our business, okay? So we don't work our business for an incentive. We work the incentive for our business, because yes, the trip is going to be awesome. It's probably going to change your life. Whoever you take on that trip, it is going to be life-changing. Mark my words, if you ever get to go on one. But y'all have to remember there's so much more than just earning this trip. Putting in these actions, like I said at the beginning, is going to build that strong foundation, is going to be fruitful, more fruitful in the future. Okay. So here are my fall tips, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the incentive, but starting off fall, we've had a few leaders ask the questions, what should I do start like with this new catalog? On our team page, we've already talked about using it as a refresh. Doesn't matter what you did last catalog season, we're moving forward. Use it as a new year, use it as a new year resolution, use it as a fresh start. Use it like you're a new consultant. If you weren't a new consultant last month, if you weren't a good consultant last month, be a good consultant this month, and use the catalog. If you need a reason, use the catalog to do that. Okay. So I want you to party like you've never partied before. Okay. We are a party plan company. And if I ever tell you to stop partying, please, someone come get me, because if you want a consistently growing business, you're going to have to party. Now, does a party look like this? Does it fit in a box? No. All you need for a party is someone that is not you to be the host, right? So whether that be Facebook, bag party, share your link, whatever it may be to look like a party, Zoom party, in-home party, event, fundraiser, all of those are considered parties, because the goal of the party plan company is that we are introduced to a new group of friends. We're introduced to a group of people that we would never meet if our host didn't introduce us to them, right? And then it's up to us as the consultant to build that relationship, whether they order or not, treat them with good customer service, right? And make sure that we treat them as people and provide them with a service that they can't get anywhere else. Okay. So I want you to party like you never partied before. We did a booking blitz last week. Guess what? Simply Grace and Grit. If you're on this, you get a little hint in tomorrow. We're doing another booking blitz tomorrow. Why? Because we need to be partying heavily. Minimum of 4 parties, no maximum. If you have what you need for this month, we're moving on to next month. Okay. Because one, I want to go to Mexico, right? So I'm partying like I've never partied before. I'm taking it to a new level. I'm doing new things. I'm asking more people than I've ever asked. 4 minimum. I like to go into a month with 4 parties. Okay. And I'm doing another booking blitz with my people, because that is the base of our business. If you're not partying, you're not growing. Okay. And if someone is telling you not to party in Cincy, I would love for you to ask them to see their PRB. Learn my lesson. Okay. If someone is telling you not to party, you need to ask to see their PRB. What kind of sales are they getting? I get 4K plus. I get 3K plus. I get 6K plus, right? Because I party, because I'm growing my customer base, because I'm not stopping and being content with the people I have in my workstation and nagging them to death about buying more Cincy. No, I'm continually growing that customer base, so I have more and more people to talk to about these products. Since I've moved here, we just moved here about a month ago. pretty much every person I've talked to in public have never even heard of Scentsy. The lady at the post office today was like, how do you say that? Shitsy? And I was like, Scentsy? It was hilarious. And she was like, what is that? It smells so good. And I was like, it's a fragrance company. Like that. Okay. If you think you've talked to everyone, you haven't. Party, party, party. This is going to lead to the high sales, and this is going to lead to growing your customer base, which leads to your sponsoring. Okay. Again, that ladder of success. If you have a ton of PRV, you have people to talk to about the opportunity of joining or getting paid off their purchases. Okay. Stop using the excuse that no one is partying. Stop using the excuse that parties are not in. Stop using the excuse that parties aren't working. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I'm closing a $350 party tomorrow, right? I've had flops. Anya's got flops. We all have flops. That's part of the business. You're going to have parties at 0. You're going to have parties at 1,000 plus. You're going to have them everywhere in between. But you have to stop using the excuse that that no one's partying. Because if you're not going to ask them, I'm going to ask them. I'm not going to ask him. Anya's going to ask him. Anya's not going to ask him. Mindy sure as hell's going to ask him. Okay. Someone else is going to ask them to party. Okay. They're going to find a consultant that cares about getting their customers free products. Okay. And I was having this conversation today with one of my leaders about asking it. Keep it simple. Stop worrying so much about the response. Who are you asking? How are you helping them? In our booking blitz, we literally just said, hey, would you like to get some free smell goods from the brand new catalog that just released this month? People like to be first in line. People like to have free, hello, right? And then that conversation led to more. You don't need to word vomit on them. Thinking outside the box on what a party is, right? So like I said before, it's just a host other than yourself. It doesn't have to look like a Facebook party. It doesn't have to look a certain way. There are examples out there. There are so many different ways to do it, but anytime someone's ordering more than once, they should be offered a party. Even if it's just a party link, because something I've learned from Sylvia is if it's a party link and it's not qualified, hey girl, let's do a 2-day party and turn this into a Facebook group real quick and see if we can get some more orders. Boom. Okay. People have time for 2 days, right? But use your time wisely. And this is something I've learned over the years with parties is using your time wisely. I have told people, I appreciate so much that you're willing to host a party, but there's only 2 people that are attending the party, and I cannot do it until I have 10 people. I'm not doing a party for 2 people, and one's already previously ordered from me. I'm not doing it. That is not using my time wisely, right? So when I tell my hostess, when I write them at first, I tell them invite 30 to 50 people. Don't go over that because it's considered spamming on Facebook. But there's a minimum of 30 people because I'm not doing a party. I'm not using all my time. I'm not focusing on this big kabam for 2 people, right? So use your time wisely. Know that you can have boundaries with customers too, okay? Just because someone says they want to do a party, that's awesome. But as a host, stop telling the host they don't have to do anything. Stop telling them that. Stop putting that in your welcome message. Stop putting that on Facebook. They do have to do something. And honestly, if they want a successful party, they need to do a lot of something. Okay. Look for opportunities. Okay. Did I skip something? No. Look for opportunities. Brand yourself. So since I've moved here, obviously that's something I'm focusing on is getting a local customer base, right? So everyone should know that you're a consultant without even saying a word. You shouldn't even have to tell anybody you're a consultant. Why? Because your social media says it. Your car says it. You wear a shirt every now and then, you wear a hat every now and then, you have something that is branded on you. Now, I'm not saying to go out Scentsy head to toe, shoes, shirt, hat, all that. I'm not saying you have to do that all the time. But anyone that I'm meeting here locally and I add on Facebook, when they add me on Facebook, the first thing they see on my profile is that I'm Scentsy SSD. They don't know what SSD means, but they know what Scentsy is. Or maybe they don't even know what that is. Let me go look, right? And that's how I'm getting customers. This past week, I had someone on my workstation website had a contact request, and we know how those go. Those are usually spammers, but it was a longer message. She was interested in the Scooby-Doo bundle. She ordered the bundle from me. She pre-ordered with me, but then I asked her after we went through all the shebang, I was like, how did you find me? She said, I saw your sticker on the back of your car. I live in the same neighborhood as you. And I was like, oh, awesome. Well, if you're on Facebook, join my group and you'll be kept up to date on all the things. Oh, well, I'm not on Facebook, but please add me to your email list if you have one of those. First of all, someone who doesn't have Facebook has now found me from the sticker on my card. I'm like, well, how did you know about Scooby-Doo if you don't have Facebook? Like, what is going on? I'm having a conversation with her. We've already talked about our kids. We've talked about what school they're going to. We've talked about what they like to do. And I don't even know her address. I don't know where she lives. I know the road, but I don't even know what house she lives in. Okay. Her sister-in-law screenshotted it from her Scentsy consultant and was like, this is coming out. And she happened to see my sticker around the same time and she messaged me. Boom, $130. Okay. All because of a sticker, right? So brand yourself. Let people know you're a Scentsy consultant. And do it in a way where you're not like, hi, I'm Whitney, I'm a Scentsy consultant. No, I'm not telling you to do that. Brand yourself, wear the shirts, put it on your social media and share consistently. Get creative and get uncomfortable. Guys, you're not going to earn this trip like you are today. You're going to grow. You're going to change the way you are as a person, the way you are as a consultant, the way you see the world, the way you see your friends and family maybe, and the way you see yourself. All of that is going to change while you grow earning this incentive. Okay. And get creative in those parties and in the joining, right? So we're not just randomly messaging people to hit our numbers. We are talking to people in conversation. I could have easily taken that lady's information and just said, thanks, I'll let you know when it's in. But no, like I said, I talked to her about our kids. We saw what we had in common. They can't wait for snow here. We don't want snow here. Like, it's a whole thing. I know everything about her except where she lives. Okay. But I've built a relationship with her already. Okay. Be consistent in sharing. Huge, guys, especially last month and this month. In the slower months when you're consistent in sharing and people literally just need a refill, they need that reminder that they need a refill. That's where those little orders of all the refills are going to come in and they're going to make a difference in your PRV. So that's stories, VIP page, personal page, and customer email. Please write those down. Every single day, I want you to share in your stories. I want you to share on your VIP page. I want you to share on your personal page. And I want you to send a customer email every single week. Here's a secret for you guys. Some of your customers are ordering from me because I'm emailing them. And I hope that stings. Okay. So some of my frontline have joined under me, right? But they're not working their business. They're consultants. And I'll tell those people, hey, like, did you mean to order under them? No, I got your email. You're the one who's consistent with telling me what's releasing. So I'm ordering from the person I see. I've gotten 5 orders in the last month from people who I know have someone, a consultant. And that's not to brag. It's to show the proof in the consistency of the emails. I never get a reply on email. Very rarely do I ever get a reply. If I get a reply, it's in the form of a order. Okay. But I'm consistent with those emails because they're still on my list. They can remove themselves, right? I don't go through and remove everybody's friends and family from my list. I have over, I don't even know, 2,500 people contacts in my list. I'm not doing that. You should be doing the job as the consultant to let your friends and family and customers know of what's coming. So that means your emails, that means your VIP, that means your customer page, that means your personal page. And even if it's the same thing in all 4 places, people are not seeing what you're posting. I know you feel like I'm drowning these people in information. Ask your VIP group. Ask them where they see your post the most. Ask them where they get most of their information from. And you can see by person, they either get it from your email, VIP page. You'll have a few from your stories. I don't have a lot from my stories, right? Because a lot of my customers are older. They don't know what a story is. Okay. But you finding out how they get the most out of you is where you need to focus. But know that just because you're posting in all 4 places, it doesn't mean the same people are seeing it in all 4 places. There's different groups of people. People like stories, people like email, people aren't on Facebook, people aren't on Instagram, whatever it may be. It needs to be shared in all the places. If someone gets annoyed or feels spammy, 1, don't share spam. Here's a challenge for you. Don't share another graphic for the rest of the year. Can you do it? Stop sharing graphics. Stop sharing graphics. Go get a real picture of it and talk about it. Do a video of it. Take a selfie of it. The only time I use graphics are my online parties because it is more of informational, right? I'm trying to spit all this information at them, at these people who range in everyone from never tried Scentsy to love Scentsy. That's the only place I like to use graphics because I want to genuinely share with these people what I like about the products. Yes, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. For me, it's Pinterest or Facebook. Search the name of the warmer you're looking for and use someone else's photo. If it's not watermarked, it's up for grabs, or take it yourself. If you can't afford to get the product, there's so much on there, okay? So sharing all the places and not just the products. Let people know what you're working for. Let people know what your goals are. Let people know your accomplishments. Your friends and family, especially, they want to know what you're doing. They want to know what you're working towards. They want to know when you hit a goal. They want to know when you got top 5 in sales. Okay. So no flyers unless it's informational. Like I said, in the parties, yes, I use graphics because I want a quick snapshot for these people that are coming into a party. But otherwise, I want to genuinely share. ATF and sponsoring. If you don't know what ATF is, join, choose to cruise, review, go to my YouTube, ask, track, follow up. Those are the steps of sponsoring. When I don't do those steps, I don't sponsor. Okay. When I do those steps, I sponsor. Okay. Stick with it and it will work. Okay. You can't just do it 1 month and say, oh, that didn't work for me. Do it for 3 months and then let me know that it doesn't work for you. Okay. Now, the biggest thing, who in here is a leader? I'm not looking at the thing because I can't do 2 things at once. Who is a lead consultant or above in here? Okay, so we do have leaders in here. I want your mindset, not just in this incentive, but in your business. Look at all these leaders. Leaders show up. Way to go. Okay. I want y'all to help your team, your downline, maybe not even be in your lineage, but I want you to help others get where you are. That's my focus for this year. I want everyone who wants to be an SSD to be an SSD. You want to do it? Let's work. You want to do it? I'm going to challenge you. You want to do it? We're going to do hard things. Okay. As a leader, you should be training, showing you're working. Literally everything you do, you should be snapping a picture of. Everything you do, you should be either going live or sharing. You don't have to do it all in one day. If you do a lot in one day, schedule it out in your team page. If you're not an admin on the team page and you want to be, ask your director. I guarantee you they will let you. So you don't have to post it all in one day, because I do have an opinion on that if you share too much, people are going to stop listening to you, right? But share what you're doing consistently. Don't pour them all in one day, but every single day show up for your people and they're going to show up for you. Coaching. Now, I looked up the definition of coaching because I think it's super important. I think it's a misunderstood part of our business. And we're going to talk about this in leaders meeting this month. But the definition is a method of training, counseling or instructing an individual or group on how to develop skills to enhance their productivity and overcome a performance problem. Anybody catch that? That's like a really very specific, fancy way of saying that you're helping your people solve their problems. That's a coach. Hey, how are things going this month? What can I help you with? What are you having issues with? Where are you stuck? What questions do you have? Those are all the things you should be asking as a leader. If you're not a leader, you will be there, right? Because you're on these meetings, you're showing up, you're going to be a leader one day. But training is a part of coaching. And coaching is literally just helping people solve their problems. So if you have a problem with, I can't get any PRV, we're going to coach you, right? Or you're going to coach your people and how to do that. How do I coach someone how to do that? Well, you ask them how many people they've asked to party this month. How many parties do you have planned this month? How many parties did you have last month? When you have X amount of parties, what does it look like in your PRV? How is that reflected? All of those questions to ask. If you're not sure what questions to ask, Ask your director for help to coach your people. Okay, we're not just throwing you to the wolves and saying, go do it. We don't know you need help unless you ask. If you don't know how to coach someone, you can be taught. That's a learnable skill, right? Same thing for training, same thing for PRB, same thing to sell something, same thing for sponsoring. Our whole business is teachable skills. That's why we train. That's why we share. That's why everything is included in our group pages, our team pages, right? Because we are helping you solve your problems. We don't always know your problems, right? We can guess and we can post whatever we think is helpful that day. But until you say, hey, I need help in coaching my people, what should I do, right? What questions should I ask them? You also have to have some reflection on yourself. So if you're a leader, that's the other fall tip I'm going to give you. For this fall, I want your focus to be, one, obviously always your business, but in the coaching aspect of the ladder of success, I want you to help others get where you are. Now, if they don't want to get where you are, if they won't answer you, if they're not interested, take a hint, right? Let them know you're there when they're ready. And that means you need to sponsor more people. What did I say to Tara the other day? It's going to take a lot of llamas to find a unicorn. That's what I said, something to that effect, right? So we all have unicorns on our team. We all have those hard workers. We all have those Anyas, those Mindys, right? We all have, or you will have eventually, those people that are so self-sufficient, you're like, teach me, I'm your leader, teach me, right? Because they're so good. But you're not going to get a unicorn every time you sponsor someone. It's going to take a lot of llamas, a lot of people who aren't going to work, a lot of people who don't get it, a lot of people who don't want it, a lot of people who don't want to put the work in before they find a unicorn. That one few small group of people, that 1% who are willing to do the work. Okay. So those are my fall tips. Anybody have any questions? Oh, Eric's calling. It's going to take a while to find a unicorn. If you just started sponsoring, it's going to take a while to find a unicorn. It really is. But once you find that unicorn, it can literally change your business and your life. But you're going to have to sponsor a lot of people. People always come to me and they're like, I can't motivate my team. You're right, you can't. Motivation is temporary. We're not here to motivate people. We're here to teach people how to run a successful business. That's learnable skills. That's coachable. That's all of the things we just talked about tonight, right? So anybody have any questions? Anya, I'll let you take it back.
Katrina, Katrina, go ahead.
I just wanted to share really quickly, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Star Director of Empowering Sense. I'm under Whitney, she's my sponsor, but I just wanted to give you guys hopefully some like inspiration really quick. Mindy is one of my front lines and she is a director. Shout out to Sense of Steel. I did not know Mindy really before she joined. I was asked to provide little grab bags for like a swag bag for our spouses club. And I made up like 100 little grab bags and put my information in them. And she ordered from me from getting one of those swag bags. And she kept ordering just 3 bars at a time and paying shipping on them. And I finally told her, stop ordering from me. You should just join, because she was literally ordering like every 2 weeks, 3 bars at a time and paying $8 shipping. It was ridiculous. So she came and saw me at our like local like craft fair that I was set up at, and she sat at my booth and watched me work my booth, and she smelled all the testers and was like, she was just there to smell the testers and she wasn't even there to buy stuff from me. And then I don't even know how I finally like got her to click join, but like, I literally told her, I was like, stop ordering from me. Just stop ordering from me. I'm not going to take your orders anymore. You need to go find another consultant if you're not going to join, because you're wasting so much money on shipping. So I tell you that if you ever have that kind of opportunity and you think like, oh man, that's a lot of work to have to provide like 100 samples. Listen, she was literally one of 2 people that I got contacts from providing those swag bags. So you have to put in the work, and like, you just never know that, like, and she is, like, I put in the chat, I told, I when Whitney was calling her a unicorn, she's not a unicorn, she's a shark. She's a shark, and she loves being a shark. And I promise, like, if you put in the work, you will get your own shark. You will get your own unicorn. You're a unicorn shark. There you go, Wendy. A unicorn shark.
With lasers.
With lasers, Spartan said.
Love that. Love that. Am I muted? No.
Yeah, so did you see the chat, Anya? Someone said, I just lost it. Something about when to have the join. Oh, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out when a good time is to have the join my team talk. Who is Angelina? Is that your team, I'm assuming?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I was trying to find the.
Yeah. When is a good time to have the join my team talk? My answer to that, first thing, don't say join my team. Don't say that. Don't say join my team. It's super spammy. It's super ingenuine. Is that a word? It's not genuine. It's not authentic.
Yeah.
But then someone else said after you get them in Scentsy Club.
After you get them in Scentsy Club.
Yeah.
They're gonna join Scentsy Club. You might as well throw out, hey, why don't you join so you can pay back on your Scentsy Club? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, whenever is a good time to have it. Like, if you see that they're ordering more than once a month, if they've ordered 2 or 3 months in a row, if they've talked about gas prices, if they've ordered something a really big order, if they're asking you about Scentsy Club, like you're asking me about Scentsy Club, girl, you need to just go ahead and join Scentsy. Get paid back on your orders. So, I mean, I went through and I had 4 join conversations. Last month, I had 4 join conversations at the end, and I kind of just threw it out there to almost all of them. Like, hey, when are you going to start getting paid back on your own orders? Hey, you've ordered a lot. Like, when are we doing this? And I had 2 of them tell me, oh, not right now, but soon. I have been thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, I will hit you up probably in about 2 months. So just having those conversations. And I even have one customer who she orders a lot. And she even told me, I know I ordered a lot last month and you're going to ask me to join. Because I'm having that conversation so often. I bring it up so often. Like, girl, you are so crazy. I do not understand why you're spending over $200 a month and not getting paid back. Like, it's mind blowing to me. But okay, you don't want to. You knew I was going to ask. You stopped me before I did again. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah, and if you're writing that thing and you have some people in your head of you're wondering when should I ask them tonight.
Yes.
Ask them tonight and say, I was thinking about you during our team meeting. Have you ever thought about being a Scentsy consultant? Boom. Start the conversation now. Okay. Even if they've never bought from you, but they're supportive in your business, they're interested in the product, maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they need to get paid off their purchases, or maybe they need to get paid first to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't cold message people. Don't, reread it before you send it. And if it feels good to you, then send it. If it doesn't feel good to you, reword it. And if you need help with that, message your sponsor or your director and say, hey, I was about to send this message out. How does it sound? I'm just getting started with sponsoring. I did that with one of my best friend and my star consultant today. I went through her messages for asking people to join, and literally we dissected it. Okay. Because we're trying to move, we're trying to change, we're trying to get things to work. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Like, throw it out there, who's watching you. And that's another reason, okay, as we come up on Scentsy Payday, that we say to post with the income disclosure about how Scentsy's blessing you. Watch who likes it. You don't have to say, oh, I'm so glad that I have another paycheck, right? But it could be, and maybe you don't have a great paycheck. Maybe you just love being here right now, and this is what you needed. You know what I mean? Maybe you only have Scentsy people rooting you on in your life. Share those things about your Scentsy life and what you love. Look at who's looking at them. That's how I got one of my directors, okay? I kept sharing about what Scentsy was giving me as a mom just to have something for me, and she kept liking it. And I kept watching, and one day I was like, you've never ordered from me. Have you ever thought about doing Scentsy? And she's a director. Like, that's why I said you got to be intentional, okay? But people are not just going to come to you. Some will, and that's awesome and that's amazing. The only, how do I say this nicely? I've had one person who absolutely refused. She was a leader to have sponsoring conversations. She flat out refused. She waited for everybody to come to her. Okay. That got promoted and did really well. Now she's nowhere to be found. Okay. She literally would not have the conversations. Okay. So now who works with her team? Me, because she's nowhere. She wasn't invested. She didn't ask them. They just asked her out of the blue. She got really lucky. That's not normal. Okay. It's also not sustainable. You can't run a business like that. All right. Like a big wide front line doesn't come from you hoping and praying. You got to put some action behind that hoping and praying. Got to ask people, get uncomfortable. I used to have like a glass and a half to 2 glasses of wine before I had joined conversations. Now I just throw it out there. Okay. Do what you got to do, but you got to have them. All right. All right. Any other questions? Anybody before we head out? Y'all are awesome. I'm so glad you were here. Way to go. So proud of you for being here and making time for this. Okay. I don't know if your sponsor joined the meeting. I have no idea. Maybe you should join. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm glad. You want to share car stickers. Yes. So you can look those up. They have some on Etsy. You can make your own if you have like a Cricut or I don't know what the other thing's called, but there's another one with like vinyl stickering. You can order them from all kinds of places. I think you make your own, don't you, Whitney? I made my own.
I did. You can also order them off the
consultant store. Yeah.
Yeah, but mine just has literally Cincy in my name. I don't put my phone number or anything like that. Because I'm super weird. I don't even like my name being on there, but yeah, she literally just went to Cincy.com and searched my name and then contacted me that way.
That's so cool. I think mine has my QR code.
Yes.
And then my Instagram handle. And I actually was driving with my sister the other day and looked over at a guy at a stoplight and he had an Instagram handle on his window. And I was like, huh. And I forgot I even have it on my car, but I looked it up because I'm nosy. So, I mean, if there's more people out there like that, then you're doing something, you'll be good. Not driving past all the people. Yes. So yeah, you guys, you don't have any more questions. We're going to let you go. If you're like, I want to deep dive into the incentive, we love that. We're here for you. And there is the Choose to Cruise group. So get in it because we're getting started. Okay. We just had people make their plans. So we're getting started. We're going to get the ball rolling and we're going to do the darn thing. All right. All right. You guys have an amazing night. Bye, guys.